Ladies and gentlemen, the Club World Cup has kicked off, and once again, just like our European season ended in the Champions League and the way the league went for PSG, they are and continue to be the favorite for every competition that they play in. They are literally the best team in the world right now, and a lot of people are having a hard time accepting it because they always, kind of just instantly put PSG to this team that spends a bunch of money and has a bunch of superstars, and that's kind of the taste that's been in your mouth for the last couple years. But they truly, they spent money, but they spent money on young talent now, and they have a team that, honestly, if I'm being honest with you, not only are they favorites to win this World Cup, but they're also favorites to win next year's Champions League. If I'm being honest with you, if there's a team out there that can go back to back right now, it's this PSG team. They are absolutely phenomenal, and they haven't even upgraded their team yet in the summer transfer window, so it's going to probably change a lot. But they look outstanding. But there's phases, and football has it. Inter Milan under Mourinho, right? You had the Arsene Wenger Arsenal team. You had the Manchester United, Alex Ferguson, and phases of football. And I truly believe we are entering a phase right now where PSG is truly the team to beat. Let's speak on it. Let's get into the action. Club World Cup starts off with a Messi performance and an Inter Miami really boring game, if I'm being honest with you. I want to say this, actually, before we talk about the games. I'm into the Club World Cup. I'm enjoying it. I will say this. The Palmeiras FC Porto game kind of saved it for me. You're like, what skills? That was a 0-0 game. How was that? How did you save that? The atmosphere felt right because there was many Brazilian fans who traveled. And when you go up to New Jersey where the game was played, there's a very big Portuguese community. Just to let you guys know, I'm Portuguese, and I live in the Washington, D.C. area, and I drive up to New York every couple years because I go up to there's a place called Ferry Street up there, and up there it's a whole street of just Portuguese restaurants, stores. You can buy Benfica jerseys. And we used to go there before the internet. When I was really young, my dad would go up there every year to get the new Benfica jersey. He would take us up there. Every time Benfica came into town, they would play up there pretty much there or Boston. Very, very big Portuguese community. So they hit it correct. And also very big Brazilian community. So they hit this correctly. They put that game in the perfect spot for a good atmosphere. If you watch the game, you heard the fans chanting, the fans having a good time. When you look at the Rose Bowl game, that's where they sold out the PSG versus Atletico, you could tell it was a lot of people who lived in America. And that's not a bad thing, but here's the deal. In America, which sucks in my opinion, unless it's college sports, the way it goes is fans are quiet until third down and 10, and the team needs to be stopped to get it. If they get this next play, it's going to be a first down. The fans get really loud at this point, or a touchdown scored. In basketball, they only really scream when a nice dunk, a big dunk, a three-pointer. Otherwise, it's kind of quiet. There's no, there's none of that. There's no, SOB, glorioso. There's none of that throughout the game. There's not, in Portuguese, we say a clock. There's not a clock. There's not a, like they call it like the supporters that go to every game, like the supporters that go and chant. We don't really got that here in America. College sports, they do. But Palmeiras versus Porto game was a game that really, I felt that European, South American energy, and I really enjoyed that because I think that's what makes football great. You know what I mean? Flags being flown, fans singing, chanting the names. That's for me what football is all about. And unfortunately, the atmosphere doesn't feel like that in many of the games. Even the Inter Miami atmosphere kind of they were loud, but there wasn't much chanting going on. So it starts off there, and I gotta say a real bad performance from Inter Miami, excuse me. They had a better second half, but that first half, they really got outplayed by the Egyptian team. I believe they were Egyptian. They outplayed them. They should have been winning by a few goals. They missed the penalty. Messi, Suarez, and Sergio Busquets honestly just got outplayed. And here's the truth, lads. I liked Messi coming to Inter Miami. I don't like when Jordi Alba, Busquets, and Suarez all came because now you have 4 players that are on the older side. And although, yes, it's a superstar team here in the MLS, it's an old team, a team of older gentlemen. And I think Messi with a lot of young talent around him. And then this is my problem with the MLS, lads. Where the MLS goes wrong is this. when they brought Messi in, a superstar like Messi that's going to get a lot of eyes on your game, at this point, you need to get young talent, young players that really stand out so people can go, oh, you know what? Wow, I'm watching Messi, but this kid looks impressive. And now you're starting to see these kids, and it's really showing you something in football, right? Because if you really think about European football, yeah, we love our Ronaldos and our Messis, but who's taking the world by storm right now? Lamine Yamal, right? You got Lamine Yamal, you got Vitinha, you got the younger guys, right? You got those guys really making you want to watch football. And we don't do that here in the US. We just think that if you put 5 superstars on a team that people are going to tune in, but that's not really how it works. Get 1 or 2 players on the team and then put talented players around them, the youth, so you can show, hey, your league has talent, hey, your league has potential, and go from there. And I feel like the MLS misses there. So listen, Inter Miami kind of really got worked last night. They probably should have lost the opener, and it's like I said, it's one of those things when you watch Inter Miami, you're really just waiting for Messi to make a play. That's low key what it feels like. You know, and then we move on to the next day, and that's when Bayern puts up a 10-0 victory. I don't even know what to say. Bayern is just the team that smashes people. Like when you look at Bayern, bro, they put up goals. They're just a team that when they score, they score. Like, is there a team in history that has more like just straight up in the recent years that has straight up, I don't know how to say it anyway, ass whoopings? Is there any other team? Because I feel like they always be dropping ass whoopings, bro. You know what I mean? And the class there was a big difference in class, man. So Bayern, there's not really much to say here except for they were absolutely wicked and destroyed a team. And I think after the game, I don't know if this was fake or not, but I saw on social media, Olise, if he felt bad, and he said, no. He's like, do you feel bad y'all scored 10? He was like, nah. I don't know if it's real or fake, but if it's real, that's cold. But we move on to the PSG Atletico Madrid game, and this is the game that's really juicy. I've said this for a long time. I think Simeone's time at Atletico Madrid is done, bro. Like, Atletico Madrid, I get it. That man has taken you guys far. That guy's got you Champions League finals. He's done things that, you know, he's probably one of the most legendary managers of Atletico Madrid's history that I can think of. The guy is awesome, bro. He's done phenomenal things. But I think at some point you need a culture change. And I think that Atletico Madrid is just really, really missing right now. It feels like they got Julian Alvarez, man, but I feel like around him there's just not enough. Bro, he's so nasty, bro. I would love to see him change and go somewhere else. But again, I wish they would just put attacking football around Atletico Madrid and kind of do something different, because I feel like Atletico Madrid's in this phase, right, where Simeone's always put together these really good defensive teams. And I feel like right now they're trying to transition into a team that's more balanced. And I just don't know if Simeone's the manager for that, right? I don't know if he's the manager for balanced football. I think he does the defensive football really well. But we'll have to see. But I think a real offensive-minded manager at that team with Julian Alvarez could be a lot of fun to watch. Atletico Madrid fans, I would love to hear y'all's opinion on that. We then had PSG, and it's just no Dembele today, right? Dembele didn't play. You start Gonçalo Ramos, who, by the way, had a bad game. I believe he started. I didn't see the beginning of the game. I was waking up, lads. Y'all gonna laugh at me, but I was like in and out of sleep because we got a little newborn. So I wake up, watch a little bit of Bayern game, fell back asleep, woke up, boom, and I was like up and down. But I didn't see the beginning of the PSG game, but I saw it after like the 20th minute. And they're just ridiculous. They're honestly just ridiculous. They're just an outstanding football team to watch. Luis Enrique right now is, I think, manager of the year. I don't think anybody can argue that. I think he's up for manager of the year. But PSG is really a powerhouse right now, lads. It's time to accept what it is. I made fun of them for years because I just never thought Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar were going to work. I didn't think it was smart of them. I remember PSG for the Pauleta days and just those type of days. And I think that they really, really have put together a super awesome team to watch. I think Dembele's situation away from Barcelona worked out for everybody. Dembele's awesome at PSG. And Barcelona, because Dembele stepped away, started Lamine Yamal. So it's a win-win for both teams. And PSG and Dembele's been able to keep himself semi-healthy, pretty healthy. So it's just a win-win situation when it comes to that. Like I said, the Porto game was a boring game in the sense of no goals. But I thought Palmeiras really attacked Porto. I thought Porto had a couple chances there. I remember Porto's keeper making like a triple save. It was really nice. But what I love about this Club World Cup right now is the fact that there is going to be players and coaches that really get to show themselves to Europe. For example, I saw a lot of players on Palmeiras. I thought to myself, wow, that guy could really make it in Europe. And I also saw ALLL Abel is Palmeiras coach, and Abel has coached in Portugal before, but he's been in Brazil. He won the Copa down there, the big Copa, their Champions League. He won that, I believe, with Palmeiras. And he's been linked to Portuguese teams. He's been linked to Benfica. He's been linked to Sporting. He's been linked to a lot of different teams in Portugal. But I really think he's showcasing that he can coach against European teams. I think this is a time for players to show themselves they can play in Europe. I think it's a time for managers to show themselves that they're good. I think it's a very, very good time for players, especially with the window opening, right? The window's opening. You're in the Club World Cup. You're playing good ball. You're getting that energy, that aura around you. And then all of a sudden, you might get a knock on the door from a Chelsea, a City, a United, a Benfica, a Porto, like the European teams that play in the Champions League. Porto's not Champions League, but those type of teams in Champions League, you're really going to showcase yourself and it can really work out for you. So I do like this Club World Cup. I will be honest with you. I don't think America was the best place for it. I hope the World Cup, the actual World Cup, has better energy around it. Because like I said, we just, here in America, we don't chant the way, bro. You watch like a basketball game from Turkey or a basketball game from Madrid, basketball game in Europe, and you the whole time, oh la 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 lo, la 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 lo. You hear chanting, and here in America, it's just like, take me out to the ball game, take me out to the when they score. It's like it's really just like, you know what I mean? It's more just talking to your homies until something happens. So we do it very different out here in the States. But yeah, man, we'll see how the rest of it goes. Benfica tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Hopefully it's 6 o'clock my time. Hopefully it's a good game. They're playing Boca Juniors. A little bit nervous about it because Boca Juniors, I grew up watching Boca Juniors and River Plate from Argentina. And I know those teams are physical. They play good ball. They have great talent. I'm very, very excited for the game. I wish the game would have been in New Jersey, where the Porto game was, because I think Benfica fans would have filled that stadium. There's a lot of Benfiquistas up there. But I'm not really sure about Miami. I wonder if Miami has a big presence of Argentinians, because maybe that's why they put it there, so they can fill it up with Boca Junior fans. I'm not sure. But I am excited to see. Hopefully the stadium's packed. Hopefully there's chanting going on, and hopefully it's a really, really good game. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, big thumbs up, subscribe, turn your bell on. Let me know what the best game that you've watched so far, and let me know, do you think we're in the PSG power era phase, powerhouse phase, or do you think it's just a one and done season? Let me know in the comments down below.